Welcome to Daily Highlights of the FINA World Championships 2022 in Budapest, supported by Nikon. Racing began early on day 12, with the women the first to take to the water at Loop Beach. At 8 a.m. they set off on the 10-kilometre marathon swim, a race that is usually pretty grueling for all involved. This was to be no exception. Perhaps with energy conservation in mind, most of the pre-race favourites made slow starts, allowing others to take the early lead. Relive Muller, the 5-kilometre silver medalist here, was the first to make a push and led at the halfway stage. Fighting through the field in the closing stages though were the Tokyo Olympic champion Anna Marcela Kuna, Rio 2016 gold medalist Sharon van Rouwendaal, and the Budapest 22 team relay champion Leonie Beck. It was a dramatic sprint finish.
This is going to be mighty tight. Who's going to get their hands on the finishing pad first? Is it Van Rouwendaal on the far side? I think so!
Gold to Van Rouwendaal, silver for Beck, and bronze going to Kuna. In the men's race, the usual names of Florian Wellbrock, Mykhailo Romanchuk and Gregorio Paltinieri were all towards the front in the first few kilometres. But before the halfway stage, we began to see the first few dropouts. Hungarian Olympic silver medalist Krzysztof Rozowski, the biggest surprise of those to finish the day early. Now, despite the warm weather, the pace picked up in the second 5k, and Wellbrock led out that group. Marc-Antoine Olivier of France and Dominic Assarenza of Italy were there too, and it was the Italian who joined his teammate Paltinieri in a sprint finish, which the 1500 metre champion won, Paltinieri claiming his second gold of Budapest 2022.
And says, yeah, you may be my teammate, you may be my country mate, but you ain't taking this one, buddy. You ain't.
The battle for bronze was an even tighter affair between Olivier and Wellbrock, the German Olympic gold medalist just touching for the final podium place. The men's water polo event reached the quarter-final stage on day 12, and after Olympic silver medalist Greece won an interesting contrast with the USA 16-11, Croatia were the next to book themselves a place in the last four, with a 14-12 defeat of Serbia in what was an intense encounter. But the result between Spain and Montenegro was even closer, 7-6 to the Spaniards after a fascinating match. That set the tone for the final game of the day. Olympic bronze medalists Hungary against rivals Italy. The hosts began the stronger, with the Italians then edging the second and third quarters. But despite a strong fight back in the crucial fourth, Italy did enough to take an 11-10 victory and secure that place in the semi-finals. There were also 3 diving finals on a busy day at the Duna Arena. The first of those, the mixed team event, saw pairs of athletes dive in turn from the 3-metre and 10-metre heights. Quanhong Chang, China's 10-metre Olympic champion, set the standard with teammate Bai Yongming and would go on to claim the nation's all-time 100th diving World Championship gold medal. French pair Jay Gillet and Alexis Jardin were impressive throughout and would combine for silver. Britain's James Heatley and Andrea Spendolini-Syriacs looked out of contention meanwhile, heading into the final round, but 2 impressive routines saw them edge bronze. The women's 1 metre followed, and for a change, it wasn't China leading the way in the early rounds. That honour went to Mia Valley. She would eventually settle for bronze, her first World Championship honour. Edging ahead of her was the USA's Sarah Bacon, securing her second successive World Championship silver medal. China's Li Jiaji would ultimately prove too strong over 5 rounds. This final dive, ensuring her nation's 100% winning record in Hungary, remained. Finally, to the mixed 3-metre springboard final, where it was clear from the early rounds that Chinese domination would continue. Zhu Zifeng and Lin Shan were a class apart and would claim another win. The Italians Chiacchiara Pellicani and Matteo Sarono would secure silver with this final dive, and it was Great Britain who would join them on the podium. Grace Reed and James Heatley finding their form in round 5 and claiming the nation's 5th medal in Budapest, a national record.